Do I want my kids to be influencers? That's a really tough question. Because I'm the son of a mechanic and a teacher. So my mom doesn't understand why I give around 20-25 talks a year. And she sees that people quote the stuff online, it gets written about, and she doesn't understand it. And she always reminds me that when you're on stage and you're talking about something, it's gotta be the same thing. It's gotta be something good, something positive. I don't know if that's something that can be taught directly to a kid. I wouldn't know, I don't have kids. My biggest fear is that I will encourage it, but then they would ignore the advice, and then it turns out into something terrible, right? Because I'm at the age where I have, most of my kabarkadas have kids that 1 or 2 years old, and we talk about this. If your child wants to be an athlete, a pro athlete, if your child wants to be a singer, would we let them? And we're all really scared because of the nature of the beast now in the media industry, the digital industry, where you could probably shape the household a certain way, but there is so little control of what they're exposed to from the outside world. Unlike in our generation where, I mean, the dial-up internet connection, and my mom could plug it out any night, and I'm alone at home again. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't know. I hope whatever they choose to do in the future, it's going to be something that will inspire people. And the best thing we can, I think, do is try to set good examples for our kids. An opinion on AI influencers, I think it's nice and trendy right now. I don't know where it's going to go. Because at the end of the day, we listen to human beings. And yeah, I would probably listen to a human being more than a robot. A robot's opinion will be very quirky and trendy, but I'll probably leave it at that.
Siguro, my opinion on AI influencers, they're okay. I mean, why not, right? At the end of the day, the reason why people follow these influencers, like the real influencers with real longevity, staying power, is because they are able to relate with them on a deeper level. And so maybe these AI influencers could be just a trend, just a fad, maybe. There's not a lot of information about AI influencers yet. Maybe they're able to capture, emotions, feelings, even thoughts that, that are not able to be captured right away. Maybe okay because it's AI, it's artificial. So I think it's really just a trend. But if, for example, there are AI technologies that are able to really recommend influencers, that's just part one. Part two is always the human insight. That's what we tell the brands that we work with. We employ technologies to select the influencers, but that's just part one, the objective matching. We always employ the human insight, or the subjective part of it.
I'm going to say something about children being social influencers, because a lot of parents make their children social influencers because they really sell. Children sell. And I'm worried about this because the children don't know that they are being marketed to millions of people. And I know this for a fact that they will mind one day. What picture we take of them without their permission that we will post online will be there forever, without their permission. So we have a rule in our household that we will ask each other permission. Whether you're the mom, the dad, or the littlest member of the family. Our youngest is 7, and every time somebody takes a picture of her, she asks, "Are you gonna post that?" Because she wants to know. And I remember her coming up to us one day saying, they're calling my name. Why do they know me? She was about 5, and I said, because one of your sibs posted your photo, and they have quite a lot of followers. And what are followers? So we had to explain to her, it's a good thing, that we're not into the habit of taking photos of her, but she does have her rights. And I remember that my kids, none of them were allowed to be online until they were 13. They didn't have any platforms, but that was the time when all these things were just getting started. Nowadays, though, every development of a child is documented without their permission. Now, if you can go and face your child one day and say, yep, I'm sorry, I posted a photo like this, you can't take it back anymore. Whereas before we could, now we can't. So it's not actually us not wanting them to be influencers, but parents are just so excited. They're not meaning to do any harm, but the reality is we are exposing our children to harm when we post too much of something that's supposed to be their right. That's my take.
So to build on top of that, I agree. I think we live in a society where consent is crucial, and you have the likes of kids in China when you find out the working conditions they have being as influencers where they get to work 12 hours a day. It's a scary thought, and having done some social media stuff in my past life, there were some dramas there, and I felt like right now I feel so peaceful that I have a bit of privacy for myself. It wasn't something that I was used to, and I'm super introverted in real life that I didn't like the attention, whether it was good or bad. And when it comes to I think having children, which I don't have yet, but I wouldn't really recommend it. But if it's something that they might want to get into, I think so as long as they work for it, and I guess they post, good influence, then shouldn't be too much of a problem. But it's just a scary landscape, a scary world, and I wouldn't really recommend it to a lot of people. And aside from that, for AI influencers, I'd have to agree. I think so as long as, I think it's a trend. I think it has to be humanized, I guess. At the end of the day, people know when they're interacting with a robot, Simone or some simulation, I think they know that. And at the end of the day, they would want to interact with someone real, with real experiences and real thoughts and real emotions.
I have no kids, and I have no intelligence either. So let me warn you guys, in this day and age, we also have laws against data privacy. So be very careful also. I think let the children be children. At the same time, have respect for other people's info, have respect for other people's posts and etc. If you have time, take a look at the data privacy laws. They're a nightmare to understand, but from every little thing you do, you can be sued, you can be held accountable. So the best way to do this is to know the law. But at the same time, the best way to deal with the law is to just keep your life a little private and don't show everything off.
I'm gonna answer also like you asked me, but I'm doing this. But would I let my kid be an influencer? I'd let my kid be a content creator. I feel that there's a bit of a difference there. Some influencers are content creators, some content creators are influencers, but a content creator would be maybe more of a long form type of thing for YouTube or something who really puts thought into doing it, creating good content, not the bikini or whatever. But I'm having a boy for sure, but I would guide them down that path rather than the influencer type of thing, because I think influencers could possibly be toxic. Now the AI thing I find quite interesting though, because influencers, real true influencers, started from nothing. And a robot can start from nothing as well. It could be just as unknown as an influencer and can build a fan base just like an influencer, with all of the technology, with all of the data, with knowing exactly what people want to see and hear because they have studied it. So that niche robot can only, I think, really be just a niche thing, but it could deliver exactly what a certain group of people want to hear. Let's say there's a group of people that want to talk about depression. Sometimes humans don't have the right thing, or they don't say the right thing. But if a programmed thing, through human programming, though, can be filtered into an AI bot or whatever, because it's not a bot, it's not a sex toy as we were talking about, that you didn't mention, because you're not touching this thing. It's CGI, it's there.